What's going on, Internet? It's your boy, Caleb Black. I'm here to discuss my hopes and fears for Destiny 2, the upcoming beta for PC, and just all-around impressions of what I've seen so far and what I'm hoping to get out of this new game. So what you're watching now is just some multiplayer footage that I captured near the end days of the beta. Had fun times with PvP with my clan mates. We had a good time for the most part, just testing out the weapons and checking the new time to kill and all the new stuff, and bitching about how slow grenades were to recharge and not being able to use our supers right away. But all the news filtering back from the beta and from Bungie and the upcoming changes for the PC version of the beta have all been pretty good. They are, I've already stated that they're going to be changing over how quickly heavy ammo shows up in PvE and increasing the charge times for skills and the supers in PvP, so I'm looking forward to seeing footage from the PC beta to see how it's different and see if they actually came through on what they said they were going to do. And the other things that were worrying me about the game itself were mostly to do with story and how they were planning on pulling that off. The news filtering through IGN says that they actually ended up running out of progression before they ran out of story material to work with when they were initially creating the game, which is a good sign for you lore nuts out there. That means that there's going to be plenty of story to dig into. Even though they cut a decent amount out of the game to make sure that, we didn't run out of levels before you ran out of story, which is usually a good sign for this type of thing, although it does make me wonder how they're going to be handling the DLC and progression for that, because they've already got, 2 DLC announced, So hopefully that won't throw a monkey wrench in the works. But all in all, things sound hopeful in the realm of Destiny 2. It doesn't look like we're going to run into that same continuity gap that you had in vanilla Destiny, where, the game was out for almost a year and you ran out of stuff to do in like 2 months, which was disappointing to say the least. I hit a similar wall and didn't bother going back to Destiny until after the Taken King came out, and mostly got back into it because I saw ads for Rise of Iron, and I thought, well, then maybe it's going to be better. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by the end state of the original Destiny. Still wasn't the game that they were promising us at E3 so many years ago, but they got their feet underneath them, and they actually did manage to pull some cool story moments together, despite the rough start. But it looks like they're planning on making up for all of those mistakes with the launch of Destiny 2. Hopefully they stay on course with that, and hopefully that part can actually meet expectations this time. I don't want to get too hyped for it, because it usually goes that I'll get super excited about a game, and then it just does not match up to the hype. So as long as they can pump the brakes on that hype train a little bit and make sure that they don't oversell it, I doubt it's going to be like a No Man's Sky situation where, the game isn't there at launch and won't be there for another year until the devs finally patch it into being the game that they promised it would be. But who knows? It's a AAA title. AAA titles have been known to be released as buggy messes to get day one patches, and let's just say that most AAA titles that have been hyped into oblivion haven't been so consumer friendly, but knowing the guys at Bungie and them having to deal with that kind of backlash already, I think Activision was actually willing to let them finish the game before release this time, because it did affect the bottom line for them initially. So here's to hope that, distribution solid and keeping their fingers out of the actual development business, letting the guys finish the game before they release it. Looks like we should need to worry about something like that. And from what I could see with PvP, I didn't really have a lot of gripes about that personally. I'm never really good at PvP in the first place. It was always just something to do with the guys that I played with who really liked that. And it was a good way to grind for high-level light gear. So I could participate in raids and things like that. So PvP was never my focus. I always enjoyed PvE more than PvP in original Destiny. Maybe there'll be something there for me too, which I'm hoping for. As a guy who didn't really get into trials, I mostly just did the Iron Banana, which was fun in its own way, depending on which match type they chose. The kill confirmed match types just, I couldn't. It was a pain in the ass for me during that match type, but I mean, it wasn't too bad. Out of all of the match types, I think Rift was my least favorite as far as PvP, and even then, I still had more fun in PvP than I did in things like Call of Duty. After a fashion. I think the last Call of Duty I played really heavily was COD Blops 2, and that's when I stopped. I tried Ghosts and just couldn't maintain interest in it. But, you know, Destiny's got space wizards and magic bubbles, fun guns. So, and their microtransactions will probably still be limited to emotes. And they might start hawking and flogging skins for your spaceship or something. I don't know. I worry about that, but I think Bungie's smart enough to not accidentally introduce a pay-to-win scenario in their highly crafted game. As greedy as Activision can be sometimes, I don't think that they're going to screw Bungie in that way and force ridiculous microtransactions down their throats. Hopefully we won't see loot boxes rear their ugly heads for this iteration of Destiny. I'm hoping against hope. That seems to be the way things are going now. With the Shadow of War situation, the repugnant pay-to-win scenario that they put in that. I don't see them doing that to Destiny 2, though. I haven't heard any rumors about that yet, so hopefully that'll stay far, far away from a game that I've been really looking forward to for a while. Well, we'll see. But yeah, I don't have a lot of fear going into this launch. Surprisingly enough, I actually have a bit of faith in the development team and the guys handling the story. All the news that I've been hearing trickling down from the source has been good. I mean, I'm sure they would not want to share the things that would cause alarm in the community, but I haven't heard any nasty rumors going around either. Usually when a game is this high profile, somebody will inevitably dig up some dirt that makes, them look bad, or say they're trying to put one over on us somehow. But so far nothing. Keeping my fingers crossed that the reason why we haven't heard anything about that is because it doesn't exist. Hopefully. But other than that, yeah, I'm gonna be there on launch. I'm gonna be downloading my copy of it on August 31st as soon as I can get my greedy hands on it digitally. If you've already pre-ordered for PlayStation 4, that's when you can get your grubby little mitts on it. You won't be able to play it, but you'll be able to have it loaded and ready to go, so that way in September when it launches, you'll be able to just play. So I'm going to be doing that at the end of August. I believe Xbox One guys, you've got to wait like a week or two later, and then the PC launch will be happening after that. So if you pre-ordered it digitally, then you'll get a chance to pre-download it, so that way you don't have to wait for the thing to download Those of you who order physical copies, you're just gonna have to wait until those show up, man. Sorry. I can understand wanting it on disc, but my PlayStation doesn't read discs anymore. I killed the disk drive in it, and I can't live without it long enough to get it fixed. So I'm digital all the way. If I ever lose my internet connection, that will bite me in the ass. But I'll cross that bridge eventually when I come to it. I'll just replace it with a PS4 Pro, probably, when I get the money to afford that, if my PlayStation dies. Because I use it for pretty much everything. But that's my cross to bear. You don't have to worry about that. Hopefully you found this informative. It's the first of my editorials on my channel. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I will be talking about other video games eventually. I just wanted to wrap up my series on Destiny 2. I probably won't be doing anything else about it until launch. So I've got at least a couple of weeks to not hear me banging on about Destiny 2 for a little while. We'll probably do something with the new DLC for XCOM 2, if I can afford it. Or I could do a retrospective on something. I still haven't decided what else I'm going to be doing yet. But thank you for listening. Thank you for sticking around if you're here at the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, etc., etc. This is your boy, Caleb Black, signing out. I'm going to leave you here with some more footage of me being terrible at Crucible. Peace.